Assalamu alaikum. This is the Advanced Comparative Constitutional Advocate Kulresh King. Tonight is the 5th of the September, and as per my daily routines, I was in the Lahore High Court as to observing the constitutional and confrontational judicial statements or judicial verdicts of those individuals who are basically trying to observe that which are the primary elements leading the human beings into the miserable situations, while such human beings want to derivate solutions in the Pakistan. We have to cautiously observe the primary sectors that in Pakistan, when the human beings are not in the questions of resolutions about the Federal Consolidated Committee regarding the marital means marriage, and it should be held compulsory in the courts of the laws and the other reciprocating subordinate departments in the all provincial autonomies of the Pakistan, that the irregularities in the marriages and along with the factors of the illegalities in the questions of the laws along with the courts, a lot of the cases are being observed in public sector, and a lot of the males and females especially want to ascertain big positions in the public sector, but their caliber do not match the concurrent positions in the working status of the Pakistan, especially in the Lahore territorial jurisdiction of the Pakistan. So while I was observing that, a lot of the law students, they have degrees, they have completion their law degrees, while they do not have the sufficient sources as to collaborate in the public sector for their economical zones. A lot of the young lawyers and the lady lawyers, such lady lawyers, I feel very sorrowful about the marital destitution offense regarding such females. In fact, there appears to be a concurrent standing question of the Federal SHARIAT Court at per my sweet discretion that should be addressed to the public, that if the sui juris females of the working areas are not being married into the reformative services, thereafter, which are the elements leading such females into the cost negated transitional sorts of the transactions, and which are the elements leading such females into the ultra wires to the constitutional squares. And when I found that a lot of the females become subjected to the economical social public projections in the public sector, and such females do not know that these females are rendering their services for free without having the cost incriminating area of intellectual thoughts. So when I was observing that in Pakistan, the females are not even considered as a human being, and such females want to ascertain due profits. So which are the elements leading the females in Pakistan? While I had written the law, an act to provide the permanent relief to the life of the vulnerable groups of the females in the Pakistan, why I had written this law during the year 2020? Because I consider it obligatory as to obliterate the laws in Pakistan that females are not in the positions as to live in the moderate lines. I'm raising an inclined question of law that if the females are not in the position as to ascertain moderate peace of mind or permanent solution regarding the actual existence of the mental moderation points into their neurology, thereafter, which are the elements scientifically leading the females into the cost-negated transitional sorts of the mental exhausted areas, and thereafter a lot of the females are becoming habitual offender of the state institutions, even working in the state institutions, and I feel very sorrowful. So if the females are not get married in time, and such females want to ascertain huge positions, thereafter there might be the question of equitable recovery inspections, equitable recovery inspection of the marriages of the sui juris females become subject of the Article 184 of the Constitutions into the Federal Shariat Code, that such Federal Shariat Code should have to ascertain that if their own females are not getting married in time thereafter, which are the basic elements leading such females into the multiple social, economical and household failures, appliances and constructive divorces in the public sector. These are my affirmative question of laws which are not being observed in the public sector. While if the females do not have the sufficient sources thereafter, around about 50% of the male class or the male dominant societies do not have the sufficient reliable incomes or expenses for the repatriation of the solutions to their household area. Thereby such females are bound as to rotate such incriminating area of working, and thereby we are observing the confrontational statements of the consolidated laws in Pakistan, and such laws are not in the fit positions. So while observing the legislative failures of the prior legislation in Pakistan, I was bound as to observe such law. So I always have a short span of time, that's why I'm speaking in a very high tone. Thereby when I was observing such financial issues of the females in Pakistan along with the marital dissolutions, there becomes another targeted offense that is called the marital destitution, marriage destitution. It means the females willingly or unwillingly is not willing to get married, or even if the major age of such females become into the question. The major age becomes subjections from year 30 towards 50. If such females do not want to get married in time, thereafter there would be no child. So if such female is getting the litigation regarding the guardian ad litem cases in Pakistan and the de facto guardian, thereby which sort of the judgment would be applied in the public sector appear to be my concurrent judicial question, which should be addressed to the all of the advocates community for their own redressal of doubt regarding the constitutional squares, that's which sort of the constitutions they are leading in the public sector. If their own females are not getting wedlocked in time and they are into the multiple miserable situations in the public sector, while as to ascertain bread and butter into flexible sorts of challenges in the public sector, I was not expecting such destitution offences in the Pakistan, but after extending my working in the public sector as to ascertain the undue, credible or non-reliable intellectual failures of the public, that the public is not in the position as to understand that they have multi-dimensional challenges in the public sector. They have religious challenges, economical challenges, and they are not in the position as to resolve such challenges. So the family dispute appears to be inclining in the public sector, and the public is not willing to incriminate such solution which could withhold the reliable adjustable solutions for their females in fact. And these advisory committee on my behalf is being redressed to the public for their redressal of civil doubts, for their convenient observation regarding their own life. That's the way I expect the public should restore moderate injunctions regarding the Islamic laws. So there might be some failures regarding the federal Shariat laws in Pakistan, which should be understood by the public. Stay blessed. The advanced comparative constitutional advocate, King.